Viven en un country. Andan en BMW para arriba. Los fines de semana se cogen a las mejores minas. Morfan bien todos los días. El día anterior al partido durmieron tranquilamente en un hotel 5 estrellas y se rascaron la verga durante 24 horas sin hacer nada, jugando al ping-pong y al pool y a la play. Juegan al fútbol todos los días de su vida. Los botines, $6.000, $5.000, no sé cuánto salen, ponele 3.000 mangos, 4.000 mangos, están vendados por un kinesiólogo. Están bien comidos, están bien entrenados. Las medias, que son las que no te cortan la circulación, los pantaloncitos, que son los de los huevos, que no te raspan los huevos, la camiseta te estira la espalda, es la que no transpira, que sale 800 pesos, no sé cuánto sale una camiseta para jugar al fútbol. La pelota es perfecta, 120 euros, inflada con un barómetro a 8 bares, la cancha no tiene un solo pozo, el arco tiene 7,20 metros por 2,40. Te aplauden cuando salís a la cancha. La concha de tu madre, no sabés parar una pelota. Le vas a pagar al arco y la tirás a la mierda. Le vas a hacer un pase a tu compañero que está a 1 metro y haces así, se la pasas mal. Hijo de puta, eso me puede pasar a mí con esta panza.
Is he a fucking space? Oh, what? Lo mismo spell space.
So, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We have the biggest game of the season. Super duper Mick. Can he turn it around? Probably not, but we'll find out tomorrow. But anyway, smash the likes up. The pinned comment from Static in the chat is all of the lads' links. So make sure you follow all their channels and obviously Kenny's Insta. But Jezza, happy Monday, man. How are you?
Yeah. It's a good day. Got chilly again now, which is a bit annoying. It was lovely last week around here, but yeah, a bit shit today. And looking forward to Wednesday night to see what happens, to be honest.
Yeah, man. DJ, what we saying, man? Happy Monday.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, just had a bit of a lazy one today, really, because the weather kept turning and kept raining. It's a bit chilly out there. I was going to go on cycling, but I didn't bother in the end. So yeah, didn't do much, but all good. Looking forward to Wednesday. Hopefully we get the job done, but I think the word hope has been on everyone's lips all season, to be honest with you. So it's going to be a long one, but yeah, we will hope and pray that we get the job done, but I don't know.
Well, I'm sure we'll be losing a bit of air tomorrow. Matty, obviously you ain't got any air. This club's made you flipping lose it all, bro. What we saying? Happy Monday, man.
Oh, brother, lost it all. Really good, man. Glad to be here, man. 48 hours away from what would be one up. I want everybody saying this is the biggest game now. This is one up, because even if
it's not tomorrow's Wednesday, isn't it? Against
if
Wednesday.
you win it, you still have got to go win the trophy. So he's got a long way to go here, Mr. Arteta. So we shall see. We shall see, because this league is looking very, very tight. And I've got a treat for you all after we get through our introductions. A very good treat for you all.
Yeah, man. Kenny, how are you, mate? Happy Monday.
Oh, it's happy Monday. Bank holiday's been good. I suffered on Saturday watching us play. But one thing that I saw today, it's all in the papers involving someone we know very well. And basically what it is that it seems like God works in mysterious ways, because I swear a certain person is 8 years older than me. But by magic, I'm actually a year older than him. As I said, God works in mysterious ways. Someone who's 9 years older than me is suddenly a year younger than me. Maybe it's that weight drug they take called osmeric, what do they call it? May that make you younger as well. Takes a few years off you.
There you go. Right, smash these likes up. There is 600 people inside. We've got 98 likes. That is nearly as bad as our captain. So get it sorted, lads. Come on. Now, big up to Chris Welsh, membership. Bless up, brother. Big up to Tenure as well. Do you think Berta is looking at Odegaard's performances and saying he needs to be out ASAP? We can get 50 million. So I'd question Berta. We'll get on to that. I'll come back to that in a bit, mate. We'll get on to about Berta. Yeah, Matty had a conversation about Berta last night. GS. Big up Rico as well. A KSC-owned NHL team, Colorado Avalanche, bottled a 2-0 lead in a game 7, losing 4-2, plus a superstar they traded away, scored 3 goals against them. Hey, that's crazy. That's typical Arsenal right there, isn't it? Right, we'll start with Matty, because Matty's coming with facts. I don't even know what he's going to say. But Matty's coming with stats. Let's go.
Here we go.
We got to look at the league table. And it's not about Man City on our necks. No, it's about the fact that from a comfortable position, a comfortable Champions League position, we now find ourselves in a situation where, look at this. It would be 2 points. Man City win their next game. They will be level on points with us. Arsenal play Liverpool next at Anfield. We could easily go and lose that game and find ourselves in a situation where in a week from now, we will be potentially sitting in 4th. Yes. Arsenal Football Club, who's been comfortably in 2nd the entirety of the season, could be sitting in 4th. But you know what? It's not all doom and gloom, because you know what? We can go and win 2 of our last 3 games, or get a draw and win one of our last 3 games. The Champions League is secured. We only need 4 more points to secure Champions League. But does it really matter? My main goal this season is to go and win the competition that we're left in. Coming in 2nd or coming in 1st, that is all that matters. Coming in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, does it really matter if we come in 3rd or 4th if we go on to win the Champions League? Now, if we don't go on to win the Champions League and we get knocked out of everything, the season's already a failure. Let's call it.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? See, you got to listen
right there.
Did you hear that? Let's go back. Let's
call it as, and we get knocked out of everything. The season's already a failure. Let's call it as it is. The season's already a failure if you don't go on to win the Champions League. So that's why all our eggs are in the basket of trying to get the job done on Wednesday. That is all. That is everything. That is all that matters. Going out there on Wednesday and getting the job done.
Brothers, I present to you hard evidence. Now, you can't say we didn't want him. You can't say that we hadn't sat here for the entirety of the second half of this season. Kenny, how many times have we had a discussion about the back end of the season? DJB, How many times have we talked about 6 points going one way? JS, how many times have you told folks about injuries down the stretch? Lee, you've been telling people throughout this entire time, we're not crazy. We're not crazy. And you heard what he said. The season's already a failure. We didn't. Yep. He said it now. Oh, it's already a failure. No, Sherlock. We've been telling you that. For the whole time, it's been a failure. We've regressed. We were literally light years ahead of everybody else that's behind us now. And now these teams are knocking on the door. Would you like anything? Would you like anything, sir? Where you come from? Down the street. And now they're at your front door. I'm telling you all, this is a mess that this manager has created. We shouldn't even be sitting here having this discussion today. We should be talking about players who've been rested, getting ready for the battle at hand. Instead, this manager has put the team in a situation where he has to play the full-string team to Wednesday and turn around and play the full-string team for the rest of the season. And that just shows you the incompetence of this manager. And I ask anybody who's watching this today or watching this on a replay or in the chat, when does this stop? When are we going to stop playing this game, this charade about this whole thing? The only reason that this season right now is where it is, isolate the Champions League, move that out of the way. And what do you have? You have the typical meltdown that we have seen under this manager every year he has been here. This year he's got a new wrinkle. He said, I'm not going to bottle first. I'm going to bottle second this year. I'm going to show you I can do it all the way down the line.
Can you imagine? But this is what it's had to take, lads, yeah? Right? It's had to take for a complete bottle job for this lot to wake up. Yeah? And it shouldn't be like that. They should demand the very best every season anyway. Yeah, and they don't. And now they're looking, thinking, oh, shit, Chelsea are only a few points behind. And they're crap. Yeah, and they could win a trophy. Cheers, man. This is a joke, isn't it, man?
Well, the thing is, as Matty's just shown on that clip, this is exactly what we have, all of us have been saying for not just one season, 3, at least 4 seasons. We've been calling it, and nobody listened. But I think people are now starting to listen to actually what is really happening at this football club. I was chatting to a mate of mine today. He goes, I think he's in block 8 in the Emirates, and he said he saw people having not fights, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving and arguing and all that toing and froing. And he said to me, "Yeah, I think things are starting to change around." I mean, he's always been an Arteta out. This guy, mate of mine, never wanted him. He never liked him as a player, much as the same as me. And he said people are now, and he said there was booing. There was booing of that team on the Bournemouth game, and it's getting to that point now where when I saw that stadium, Kenny, DJ, you were there. When I watched that game, there was a lot of empty seats, man. A lot of empty seats, and that is when the fans start to turn and say, "I can't be asked to go anymore." Not this manager. That is when that hurts Arsenal. And that, if we remember, even though there was the banners, Wenger out and all this and all that, at the end of the day, when it starts to hit the club in the pocket, let's be honest, that's what they want. That's all they give a shit about, these cronkies, right? It's money, money, money. And they're going to think, maybe something's wrong here. And I still believe, I honestly do believe, Berta has been in to have a look at this. Ridiculous transfers, the ridiculous money spent, the ridiculous salaries that these players are on. And I'm hoping that this guy has a say and says, no more. And we need to get players out. Odegaard is rubbish. I've said it from day long. Never rated him. He had half a decent season, a season and a half ago. But apart from that, what's he done this season? What has he done? Nothing. Can't take a free kick. Hits it straight in the wall. Shocking, rubbish. And that is supposed to be a decent midfielder. I don't think so. So maybe it is. Kenny, DJ, you there. You hear the voices on the terrace. Maybe it is time. Maybe it is the fact that fans are now saying, no, we've had enough of this. We've had enough of this. Time to go, Arteta. Get out. Because I honestly I want to see what happens Wednesday night. If we lose Wednesday night, I am predicting a meltdown. I'm not talking about YouTubers, not YouTubers. I'm talking about fans. Because this is all we've got now, right? The only thing we've got to play for, again. And I'm not convinced away at PSG we're going to get it over the line. And I reckon there will be then a meltdown. Could be wrong, but I believe in my faith.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Listen, 1100 in it. DJ, this comment here, mate, is absolutely spot on in my opinion. PSG team is a mirage. People think that they can beat them and then they just cook everybody. They've beat a Man City, absolutely slapped them up. Slapped up Liverpool, although the scoreline, they've done them on penalties. They've slapped up Aston Villa. Again, the scoreline was a lot closer, but they did slap them. They nearly bottled it, but they did slap them up over the 2 games. And they played us off the park as well. But apparently this is a Farmers League team.
Yeah. The business end of the season is upon us. PSG know exactly what they've got to do. They haven't won the Champions League before. They are a big club, massive club. And the difference is when it comes to the business end and in vital games, big games, They have a manager with experience and the know-how. And this is what you're going to be up against. Arteta's going to be going in there with a team that's not in form, that has had recent results that sort of papered over a lot of cracks. The Real Madrid was a one-off. If we played Real Madrid again next week, we wouldn't be beating them with the form we're in. We wouldn't be beating them. Rice wouldn't be slapping 2 goals from a dead ball. We wouldn't be beating them. So we are going to Paris, guys, with a team that look tired, players that are not fit, players that are out of form, and a manager with no in-game management experience. Doesn't try anything different, doesn't rotate anything, doesn't pull players out, don't try and bamboozle the opposition's coach. He would just play the same way, plan A. You'll see it, plan A. 85th minute, no substitutions, plan A. 86th minute, no substitutions, plan A. 89th minute, let's get Wanyeri on. We need 2 goals. Let's get Wanyeri on. Come on you come. And this is what we're up against, and this is what we've been up against all the time. And this is what's been happening all season. Let's be real. This is what's been happening all season. I don't know why anyone's surprised. I've been watching this, Kenny and everyone else. We've been watching this all season. This ain't nothing new. This is what we've been watching. And it can't go on. And you've got your gal there in that clip that Matty said, but I bet if you asked him after he just said, if we don't win the Champions League and finish 4th, the season's a disaster, I bet if your next question you went to him, so would you sack the manager then? He'd probably turn around and go, no, I still have faith in him.
Last night, I said it to him. I
love this club. I love this team. They are, honestly, yeah, Jez, I can't talk about other fans. I can only talk about our community. I can only talk about what I witness. This is a team that's going to be lambs to the slaughter on Wednesday. If we do get through it, it'll be a miracle. And then if we get to the final, that will be it. We're not going to win this Champions League. PSG are going to show us at the business end of the season what it's all about. They battered Liverpool. They absolutely ruined Liverpool. Liverpool came out of there, they nicked it. Even their manager said, we've just committed a robbery. We've got police chasing the bus down the road. We've just ran away with it. And this is what we're up against. Mikel Arteta has no plan B. He has no in-game management. Tactically, he's inept. When it's all going fine, we will beat teams on a one-off. We will have our moments in the sun. We will have our moments of glory. We will slap the odd team if they're on a bad one. But come on, look at the teams we've lost against this season. Look at the teams we've struggled against this season. Look where West Ham are, and look what they've done to us at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Look who we've struggled against. Leicester, Southampton, Brighton. Come on. All the facts are in front of you. And you expect us, with the form that we have been on, to go to Paris and turn over a 1-0 deficit? I can't see it. I hope and I pray and I wish we can. But I just can't see it. Where's the evidence? Show me the evidence. Someone sit me down and go, look, this is why I think we can do it, because Odegaard's doing this. This is why we think we can do it, because Marino's doing this and Martinelli does this. No. Remember, we've got Kivior at the back still. We've probably got Ben White starting at right back, who hasn't played in ages. We've got Saka that's not match fit. And we've got a team that's not in form. Someone tell me, what if you was a bet? If I said, "Here, here's £1,000, go and pick a team, PSG or Arsenal on Wednesday," you're not putting it on Arsenal, are you? Come on, let's get real.
Nah, I hear you, man. I hear you. And you're right. It's more hope than walking with chest out saying, yeah, look at what Saka's been doing since he's come back.
Yeah.
Look at what Martinelli's been doing. Look at our
Yeah.
captain. He's been running games. Our defence looks solid. Yeah, they got no chance. It ain't that. It's hope. Listen, we will have to have hope. But at the same time, just not be deluded here. If we get through, DJ, we're all going to be absolutely fucking buzzing. But at the same time, when it comes to the 31st of May, that bet that you just said, get another £1,000. Yeah, who are you putting it on? Again, it's hope.
You would not put anything on it. If you had any money, or if you was a betting man, you would not be putting it on Arsenal. No way. No way. There's too many players are out of form, and we've got a manager that looks at the Evans. We don't even score set pieces now. We concede against set pieces, but we can't score one. But we've got lovely murals of the man under the bridge. You know, it's a shit show, guys. It's been a poor season, and I can't wait for it to be over. And once Wednesday's done and dusted, that'll be me. I'll be just going like that and get this manager sacked. Get him gone. Absolutely. Because the pain will be worse next year. It will be worse.
Yeah, kick off next season. If we start the season poor, it's gonna get naughty again, isn't it? There'll be fans kicking off in each other again. Kenny, what do you make of all this, mate?
Not surprised. I've called this from day one. I've been on many a podcast, this one included, where the first things, all the themes I've mentioned were left-hand side not good enough. Teams outside the top 10 are going to Highbury and having a game of their lives, even when they've lost. You think about Southampton. They played the game of their life and still lost. Leicester played that well and still lost. Wolves did themselves justice and lost. But we never really smashed the teams in the bottom half of the table. And that ultimately cost us the league. That's why we haven't won the league. Everyone looks at our fixture list for the first few games. They went, if Arsenal get through that, we're going to win the league. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, we're always going to lift ourselves for Tottenham away. We're always going to lift ourselves for Villa away because of the fact that Villa did a double over us last season. We're always going to lift ourselves for Man City because it's Man City. And all these other... And Liverpool were part of that as well because Liverpool at that time were in the table. But it was always the teams outside the top 10 were our Achilles heel. I looked at our fixture list after West Ham game, and we had games, London derbies at home, and then we had Bournemouth and Newcastle. I'm stunned that we won 2 of those games, so I expect us to drop points in all of them. And I was actually out by probably about 20% because that's exactly what we've done. And therein lies the problem. And DJ, you're right. There's a lot, and John Cross is right as well. You take away Wednesday's game and the sort of manager of it, it's been a really poor season. And that's why people like Dan got angry after the Bournemouth game. That's why a lot of people were angry. And unfortunately, certain Arsenal fans who think that they speak for the fan base because they've got jobs with the media or they think that they're in the media. And some non-Arsenal fans are trying to shut us down. How dare you criticise Arteta? We're in our third semi-final in our history and our first semi-final in 16 years. How can you say it? And they use FFS, one guy who should know better. Then you got another one who actually dug out his mate. Again, all because we're in a semi-final. And then you had someone who doesn't even support the club, who has dubious connections anyway to the club that he says he supports, having a dig, and that was stirred up by another one who's an East Ender born and bred and has more connections with Tottenham, but he says he supports another club. And the guy who interviewed him watched his first Arsenal match when he was 22. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. But as much as they try to shut us down and try to bully us, the fact is, this game is the be-all and end-all of everything. Because I'll tell you now, DJB and all Matty, Lee, Jez, all of you guys are right. We are going to look back at the season and focus on the season as a whole. And we're not going to like the fact that we lost to Newcastle easily in the League Cup semi-final. a team that went on to win the competition. We're not going to like the fact that Man United, that was supposed to be the Banter club, beat us comfortably. Even though they won on penalties, they were comfortable. Even in the penalty shootout, you could see their players laughing and joking, looking for the penalties. Our players, all down, heads down. They didn't want it. And that's another thing of pressure. I said yesterday on your show, Jez, that there's similarities between our team and the Poch's team about 2015 up until 2019, 2014 to 2019. The Poch's team from about August 2015 to January 18 got the most Premiership points out of all the teams, but they didn't win anything. They had the best defensive stats, and they had one of the best attacking stats. People talking about Alderweireld and Vertonghen as the best defensive partnership, right or wrong? Well, fast forward, we talk about Saliba and Gabriel. Fast forward, if you look at our points tally from 2023 up until now, we've amassed the most points out of every team in the Premiership, but no trophies. No trophies. We have got a semi-final where basically it's do and die, because like Spurs 2019 when they played Ajax, that semi-final paper over the cracks, and then when they got a prepper team, they got smashed. Unlike Spurs, I can guarantee you now, after the two performances I've seen, PSG and Bournemouth, we're not beating PSG. If PSG replicate the way they played last week, we haven't got a chance in hell. Even if we have Partey, even if we get a fit Timber back. You know why we won't beat him? Because he's still going to persist with our captain who has not turned up this season, has not turned up at any big game. That let's just say one thing, right, about the whole situation with Martin Odegaard. He got carried. Mate. And people don't want to hear that. He got carried against Real Madrid. And when we needed him, when we really needed him, disappeared. Bournemouth, we thought we were going to get the Martin Odegaard of the last two seasons. Has an assist. And then in the second half, when we thought, right, he's going to have a shot from 30 yards, what did he do? Cutting. Didn't want to shoot. Give it to someone else. Mate, you're right, DJB. There's going to be major meltdowns. We're not going to be able to shut people down. We're not going to shut people up because, Dave, people might think I'm rambling on, especially that Burke in the comments. Well, sorry, mate. I got invited to this podcast and you haven't. So if you want to take me place, take me place. I'll go on when I feel like it. Because Dave, it's my chance to talk. The fact is, you're not shutting me down. You're not going to shut me down because I was proven right from the start of the season that this is how it's going to end. And until we get a change of manager and get a change of personnel, it's going to be like the same thing last season. Because I'll tell you right now, if you think this team next season is going to get into the top four, forget it.
No.
Forget it. We need 5 faces. We need at least 5 new faces. Which means no Odegaard, no Odegaard, no Martinelli,
no Trossard,
no Trossard. Maybe we might need to replace
Jesus.
Might even need to. We might even need someone to push Raya.
Sine, Partey, Jorginho, they're all going.
It's a rebuild, Kenny, isn't it? It's a rebuild. It's what we've been saying that all the time as well. It's a rebuild.
If you don't win it for 5 years and you're going for the title and you've missed out again, I'm sorry. You have to.
You got to rebuild.
Yeah.
And just to back what you were saying, Kenny, the evidence is on the screen.
more evidence, more hard facts, huh?
That's exactly. Yeah, Spurs only spent about half that money.
Yeah, just over half, 398 mil. Ours is 718. But look at that.
Look at that. Trust pretty much identical. Look,
we are the Poch's. We are the Arsenal version of the Spurs team from 2014 to 2019.
Just with an FA Cup. That's it.
The only
difference.
Yeah, and we haven't got Harry Kane. Apart from that, everything.
Who's won a trophy now? Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Eric Dyer, he's won a trophy as well.
Yeah, that's exactly who we are. We, like I said, Spurs were good to watch. People say we're good to watch, but when it came to the pressure situations, when they got to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, a couple of times against Chelsea and Man United, they lost, and they lost the Champions League final, and they lost the final against Chelsea in the League Cup. That's us. When we're in pressure situations, I seen winning the league, we bottled it. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say one last thing. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, when you talk about Pep's Man City. Pep's Man City were there for the taking in 23 and 24. They were not the vintage Man City of 2018 and 2019. They were there for the taking. The only reason why we call them great is because we failed, because it's an excuse.
Kenny, you preaching. I told folks 2 years ago, I said, we're going to look back on this opportunity, and it's going to hurt worse than any pain you've ever felt. Because, like you said, they were there for the taking. We were 8 points clear going into the final phase of the season, and we blew it. We flat out blew it. Now, fast forward, we were 8 points clear to now we're 15 points behind. 15 points behind.
And counting.
And possibly 18 coming this weekend. Coming to
and counting.
Yeah. You can't make it up, man. You can't
make it up. And look what Pep's doing now. Look what Pep's doing now. He's changing his style of play. He's making little tweaks. He's making little adjustments. He's changing the way he plays. So he's ready. He's getting geared up for next season. He's using these next games now. He'll probably win the FA Cup and he'll probably finish second. And he's going to use these remaining games ready for next season. So they're going to be big again.
They've won 4 straight. They're in 4.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. How many times have we won 4 games straight this year?
I can't remember with that. You know another thing as well. De Bruyne is probably one of the biggest lights in the Premiership. Is what a lot of people, myself, consider him to be world class. But he's shown him the door. He's thinking, hang on, you're 34, you can't run, you've got injury problem. You go. We would never do that to any of our players.
No,
we'll never do it to Odegaard and say, you know what?
No.
You're not good enough. We need someone better in your position to take us to a different level.
What people don't realise as well, Kenny, is we've got players to come back off loan that we can't get rid of.
Oh, man,
yeah.
Fabio,
we've got players. People are forgetting this. There's players to come back from loan to this football club we can't get rid of. It's a shit show, honestly. And then you've got Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is going to come back off of injury. He's going to slot him in. He's going to play him. He'll rotate him with whatever striker he buys in the summer. It's going to be more of the same, but worse.
Well, but Berta's job. Everyone thinks Berta is just this guy who's going to come to the club and he's going to identify players that we're going to get. No. His biggest job is getting back. He's probably not going to have time to get the players we need in because you just players we come back from loan. You mentioned that players like Partey and Jorginho, we've got to make decisions on them. We've got to make a decision on Jesus. He's going to have fights with Arteta because he's going to have to look at one of the 13 players and say, hang on here. If you want me to get this guy and get me the 5 players we need who are going to make us look back, you've got to get rid of the players who are not performing, who are in your first team. Trust me, Berta's first this summer and this January, don't expect players to come in because Berta's got a job in his hands moving people out. And you're going to be angry, a lot of fans, because you were angry last summer. You're going to be hot angry this summer because
No, mate, you're right. I think Berta's got to sort it out.
Our priority is a clear out. Do not listen to Fabrizio Morano. Do not listen to the Athletic. Don't listen to any of these guys who think who are Arteta fans who think there's going to be a massive war shed. No, mate. There's going to be a massive clear out. That's Berta's job, and then maybe the summer 26 we'll get players in.
Yeah. No, he's going to set something up for Arteta. He's going to give him a little bit of rope in the summer. He'll give him a little bit of rope. Berta won't come on and make nothing too heavy. He won't make. He'll sort out players that are on loan and try and get rid of some deadwood. But he'll give Arteta a little bit of rope to dangle on, and then when it all goes wrong by Christmas, he's going to go back to the owners and he's going to go, "We got him. He's had another chance and he's blown it." And I still say Christmas will be a massive time of the year for this football club. I think if we're languishing third or fourth come Christmas, fifth, sixth, I think he could be gone. I really do. I don't think Bert. I think Berta was just going to come in and just, okay, is that the player you want? Yeah, okay, here you go. Do you want that? Yeah, okay, there you go. You can have him. And then when all the results when the results and the football and the stadiums and the tickets are going on general sale, he's going to turn around and go, "What's your excuse now? You've had more money. They're your players. You've had what you want again. Now what?" And that's when the owners will strike.
People forget that the the sporting director's job is just not, like Kenny said, to make signings. It's the best vested interest of the football club.
Absolutely.
It's to protect the football club. He's not going to sit here, as JB stated. JB, you gave him Christmas. I don't think it's going to be that long this go around. I think this is going to get nixed real quick because the surgery that we need to have in the summer, the move like that Kenny said, we got this massive clear out. He's going to have to sell one of these players that the fan base loves. I'm praying it's Odegaard, me personally. I'm hoping it's him. But somebody is going to get sold, and it's going to make some people stand up and take notice. And this manager won't have a say so in it, by the way. He needs to be moved. Oh, no, we want to keep – no. Not going to run down deals. This is why this Saliba news that came out today, I keep telling everybody, you better start watching that too. He's not going to let Saliba walk to Real Madrid for free. I'm telling you that now. I'm forewarning everybody. He's not letting Saliba walk out of that door for free. No, we will get something for Saliba. If he keeps going where he don't want to sign, and I don't blame him if he say he don't want to sign based off of this manager. But when push comes to shove, if it's to get some money because we know he's leaving, he's going to do what's best for the football club.
No, it is fact. I honestly think that's the way it's going to go. I think 2, maybe 3 players will go out the door in the summer. I won't be surprised if a bid comes in for Martinelli and they'll listen to offers and he'll go. I think Trossard will go. And you're right, Matty. I think if big money comes in for Saliba, they're not going to run down his contract. They're going to consider that as well. Because it's true what Kenny said. This guy is there for the long term of the club because the owners have seen £700 million go out the door. And the owners know that there is no trophies coming in. When you're seeing empty stadiums and empty seats and stuff like that, that can't continue. That cannot continue. And I don't care what you own, what business you own. You're gonna act on it. You've got to act on it, and that's what's going to happen, I think.
Jez, what you saying, brother?
Well, everything you're saying is exactly what we've been saying for way too long now, and it's got to the point personally with me, as I was talking last night. It's got boring. Yeah, because we just go around the same old, and as DJ just quite rightly said, it's a rebuild again. This is 5 years later. We're going to have to go through another rebuild, and won nothing. But we've won nothing. Yeah, and so we've got to start again. Why? Because we've got a manager who clearly is not a manager. He might be a coach of some level. I wouldn't say he's a level 1 coach. Personally, I think he's about a level 3. He's got absolutely no in-game game plan. And we've seen this for so long. When are the people going to wake up and realise this guy is taking us nowhere? We've seen it at Liverpool. Bloke, slot comes in, wins a bloody Premier League. Goes on and does it. And we've
Crazy.
got Man United, Tottenham could win a trophy. And what we got? Well, we got a semi-final Wednesday night, which I've got no confidence we're going to do that because we have got a better manager. I'm not saying their squad is overly better, but what they have got is a manager that can actually change things up as he needs it. I mean, come on. This manager, right, gave Nketiah the 14 shirt, bunged him £100,000 a week, and the guy was crap. I feel you need to look at it and say, what is this guy doing? What has he achieved? Because I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm watching the wrong football here, right? But I don't think I am. I've watched football I'm not talking just about Arsenal. I've watched a lot of bloody football games, and I don't see anything in this man. So it's time to be honest with himself and just say, I'm not. Look, at the end, if he goes out Wednesday night, right? If he's a man, if he's a proper man, right, he'll turn around and go, I've done the best I can do. I'm going at the end of the season.
What do we say? What do we say?
We've been saying that for a long time. His position is untenable on the basis of that. It's not even because of the defeats and the fact that we haven't won trophies. Obviously, that ultimately that's going to be the reason. Sometimes players need to hear a different voice.
Yeah.
Right. And even when a team's successful, sometimes you think, you know what? Yeah, maybe we need something different. And Arsenal are at that phase now. It's not as if Mick Arteta has come to this club, and then after 2 years we said no, not enough. We've given him 6 years, which for a lot of managers that's a lifetime of management. He's been given opportunities to get in the top four. He's been given opportunities to win the league. He's been given money to win the league. He broke our transfer record by getting Declan Rice, a player that he coveted. He didn't quite get Casado that he wanted, but he did manage to get a player he wanted. So it's not as if he hasn't got what he wanted, and he's tried to amass a squad. He's had 3 goes at winning the league, which is more than a lot of managers will get, and it just hasn't worked out. Now, Arsenal fans are going to say, Arsenal fans are going to say things that basically deserves a slap around the ear. Who are we going to get? How do you know that you're going to win trophies with the next manager? Okay, we don't know if we're going to win trophies with the next manager, and we're probably divided about who we're going to get. But what we do know is this manager cannot bring us success. Despite the fact he's got the tools to bring us success, he can't bring us success. As an ex-Liverpool player told me after a PSG game in the media, when I was outside the media centre at Highbury, we have doubts in football whether this guy can get you over the line. So we may not know about what happens in the future, but what we know now is this man, as his time is up and he can't bring success. And that is he's in his tray. And if he can't bring a success, what do we do? Yeah, we might turn around. Nelson, you're 100%. We might turn it around, and we may. But the fact is, it's highly likely that we won't turn it around, and we're reacting to poor performances against Crystal Palace, a defeat against PSG where we froze, and reacting to a no-show against Bournemouth, and that has culminated on the fact that most of this season, especially at home, we've been underwhelmed. But yeah, we've had a few, how do I say it, Cinderella moments. Man City at home, Real Madrid home and away, PSG in the league stage, and PSV. We've had some nice Hollywood moments, but I'm sorry, mate. The slipper, the glass slipper, doesn't fit. We need someone else to try that glass slipper. All right, time's up.
Your time is up. Time is up.
And that's the thing. He might turn it around based on what? Because we've had 5.5 years of him not turning it around.
Lee, the only reason we're gonna keep it 100. We keep it 100 over here. The only reason why Pep didn't go on the shopping spree this summer was because he looked over at our team and said, "You know what? We're not going to worry about it. Just so happened they end up falling in the situation they was in. All these teams coming back next year, and they're strengthening. They're going to be ready to roll. You look at the bottom end of the table, and things could be very different. With everybody that's you look at 15, 16, 14, 15, and 16. Those teams are going to make adjustments. They're going to make changes. You look at the teams behind us, they're going to make adjustments and changes. We're not going to have the luxury of this year like we had this year, next year. I'm telling you that now. I'm warning you. We could very well be mid-table next year. People don't want to hear that, don't want to face the reality. This manager comes back again next year with the players that we have, and we only sign one player, we will be mid-table next year.
And that leads me perfectly into Banter in a second. But let me grab these super chats, guys. Big up to Desmond's 10-month membership. Bless up, bro. Eze and Mbeumo are better than Odegaard. I'd say you're better than Odegaard as well, my friend. Let's be real. You could make more than one pass in half an hour of a game. Let's just be real with it. Bless up to you, bro. Big up, Marco. What 3 Man City players would you sign? I don't want any of their players. I don't want any of them. Yeah, we've gone down this route with Zinchenko and Jesus. Don't want any of them.
Yeah, no different.
Let's go and get the players that they want to buy. Yeah, not the ones that they've got. That's what I'd do. Big up Marco, man. Bless up, brother. Big up Riku. Trivia question. It's only been one finish. He's not finished. He's 28. Only one Finnish player that has played for Arsenal. Anyone know who it is? He was in the 2015 EFL Cup game, and I do know who that is, but I can't remember his fucking name. I do know who that is. I'll tell you. What's his name? Mark Poon. Is it Poon? Is it Poon? No, is he Finnish? Is it him? Is it Mark Poon? I don't know.
I don't know.
I do know who it is. Yeah, they're right, Kenny. He ain't Finnish. I have no idea who the fuck it is. Kamara.
Did the guy play for? Did he play for Rangers?
I think he did.
Yeah, he's might be Camera.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. He played for Rennes as well. Rangers, Dundee, Leeds. Yeah, Arsenal. It is him. There you go. Good question. Bosh. He was that good. Nobody remembers him. Yeah. Big up Riku, man. Big up to Gianni. Roughly 800 million euros spent so far, and we're running on hope. Absolutely ridiculous. Sack him as soon as the season's done. Facts. Sack him. We're running on the hope.
Yeah.
800 million deep. Embarrassing. Jeff Lee, this Jeff Lee shit's got to stop, guys.
Hope FC.
That guy was cool, man. That guy was funny, but he's mad deluded. I told him that the other day. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. You can't keep lying. And he's I wouldn't say he's lying, but he's more hope than anything.
Thing is, when you've had a manager in the job for this long and he's spent all that money, I don't care what club you manage. There's no way you should have a fan base hopeful in every single game. Shouldn't be a hope. You should be going, yeah, we're going to slap PSG, no problem at all. Because back in the day with the Invincibles and some of George Graham's teams, if we was playing PSG Wednesday, 1-0 down, I'd go, yeah, job done. 1-0, I'm happy with that. We're going to slap them.
Yeah.
We haven't got that. And we should have it.
No, we should. Spend the amount of money we spent, the amount of players he signed. We should be going there let's have it. Let's go and slap them up. We shouldn't even be 1-0 down. And if we had done what's required, we wouldn't be 1-0 down.
No.
But there we go. What do we know? How do you feel about a Saliba for Rodrigo swap? This fan base don't rate Real Madrid or their players, mate. So what's the point?
No.
No for me. That's a no for me.
I'd take Rodrigo, but not under this manager. I think he's a quality player, but not under this manager, mate.
Quality player, but why would Real Madrid give give us Rodrigo. What is Rodrigo not doing at Real Madrid that he's going to do at Arsenal?
Good point. Very good point.
They ain't getting rid of any of their forwards, apart from maybe Brahim Diaz. That's probably the only one they'll get rid of. None of the others going anywhere. Yeah, and everyone keeps talking about this Arda Güler. Did you see his goal yesterday? Fucking, what's a goal, mate? Mate, we see that, didn't we? What a goal.
Good player.
He's quality. He ain't going anywhere either.
No. They'll nurture him. They'll get him firing next season.
You talk about players under this manager. We watched another one last night who's going to get a trophy this year. Lucas Torreira.
Lucas Torreira.
Yeah, we watched that last night.
Yep. Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it? Big up to Gomezelio as well, man. Question to Lee. This Wednesday, Arsenal will need luck to beat this PSG side. And if they go on to win the trophy, how many seasons do you give him? He gets another go. I'd give him another go, but
till Christmas.
Oh, there you go. So it's down. This is the thing. It's down to the majority to make their mind up on him. Yeah, I've been saying it for 5.5 years. Get him out. I don't want him. Didn't want him. Called it out from before he got the job. As soon as I see Vinay coming out the house, the pictures of Vinay coming out of his house. Yeah, I was like, fuck him. I ain't backing that. Yeah, it's like it's not rocket science. The kids have never managed before. It's like when they say, but who could we get? Look what he's done here. Look what but what did he do there? Well, what the fuck's Arteta ever done to get the Arsenal job?
Well, Lee, Claude did warn us because Claude did tell us because Claude did mention told me anyway. Phoned me up. He said, "Ken, I've got some bad news." I said, "Don't tell me." We're playing Man City on Sunday. It's bad news already. He said, "No, it's worse." He said, "What?" He said, "A certain person has told him that Arteta's the next Arsenal manager." I went, "Claude, you've got to be joking with me." Ken, I'm not. And then when I got home for the Man City game, I opened up my phone and went on the Mail on Sunday. It showed Vinay with his fat face outside Arteta's mansion of Manchester. And I phoned Claude, said, "Claude, I swore." I said, "Effing, B, you were right." And I said to Claude, God help us.
Crazy.
It's not rocket science. The geezer's never managed a football club before.
The thing is, I'm going to make say this right here, right now. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. When people I was drinking with, wherever, whatever, they were saying, what's going on towards the latter day of Wenger? They're going, would you want him out? And I said, I don't agree with what's happening at the club, but who are we going to get in? If we can get somebody in better, then yes. But I said the one thing I'm going to say to you all is be careful what you wish for. And I've been proved right. Because out Wenger went, in came Emery, who I wanted. I wanted Emery. I thought he's a good manager. And he didn't last long enough because at the end of the day, it was a bit like almost Bruce Rioch came in, brought in Bergkamp, brought in David Platt, and then booted him out to bring Wenger in because there was a game plan in place. Nobody can tell me different. David Dean, that lot, they already had their eye on Wenger. And yeah, quite rightly too, because I think he was a brilliant manager to a limited point in time. But when it started going south with Wenger, I said, okay, yeah, I agree. It's time to go. I was one of them at the Emirates saying, yeah, his time is done. We need somebody else. But who are we going to get? Be careful what you wish for. In came Emery. I thought, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this guy's proven. And what do we do? F him off down the road. And in comes this clown. I've been proved right. Because at the end of the day, the agenda was always Arteta.
Yeah.
I see a video of Harry Simeon the other day. I don't know if you guys see it, saying that people that want Arteta gone, yeah, have already been proven wrong on him anyway. Yeah, I'll play the clip in a minute. And let me get these super chats. I'll play the clip in a minute, yeah? Because he's chatting absolute nonsense. Big up Riku. We're fuming if we get Morgan Gibbs White. How would AFC fans react? Oh, they'd make out he's the greatest fucking number 10 in world football, mate. Like they do with every player. Yeah, nobody was watching Bologna last season. Yeah, but don't worry, Calafiori is the best fucking defender ever to have graced football. He's next Maldini, mate. Next Maldini.
Well, Milan want him back. Oh, Milan want to bring back to Italy.
What did I say? Agal did say he'd sell him. What did I fucking say when we signed him? I said he's shit and he'll be back in Italy at FC Como in 2 years. Yeah, with Cesc, Kenny's mate. Yeah.
Who'd be the next Arsenal manager? Watch this space, mate. Watch this space.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, what's his fight?
He said managed another club.
Yeah, true.
I don't think Arsenal Football Club can actually do some proper scouting and get a manager in who's the best fit for the club with no club. The thing of Arsenal, right, is that we've seen over the years, and we've improved with Arteta. Just because a player plays for the club doesn't mean he's right for the football club. The way I look at it right now is that the only way Arsenal Football Club can move forward is get someone without any connections to this club, who hasn't played for them, isn't a fan of them, who's just going to come in and just manage and try to win. Forget about all these positions. Just win football matches.
That's why it was so refreshing when they brought Berta in, because it was somebody that was unattached to the club.
Yeah, 100%.
We need to see more of that. Like you said, it needs to be more of that. We need to clean up the scouting department. We need to go through. He needs to clean up.
Matty, they should pay us to be scouts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was we watching yesterday, Matty, putting ball on the plate every single time? Man like fucking Eunice. Eunice.
Galatasaray.
Absolutely balling the fuck out of Galatasaray. Yeah, 5 million quid.
And every time we were sitting there watching Florian Wirtz last night, and I didn't realize it was because he had great, he dyed his hair. So I'm sitting there looking, and I said, "Well, Lee, who is this guy right here?" I said, "Man, we need to be in for him." He said, "Man,
they showed the replay, but it's like, that's fucking Florian Wirtz, bro. Can't get in.
Then you got old man like Aspas over there.
Oh man, bro, I didn't watch that Real Madrid Celta game yet. Oh my fucking god, 37-year-old Iago Aspas.
I mean,
Matty, the passes he was playing were jokes, weren't they?
Yeah. On a plate. We need to tighten the scouting department up, because there's no reason that we shouldn't have a team of players that we could pull from in this what we're in right now. We should be able to at least have 6 or 7 players that we could rely on. And instead, it's putting out the best team possible.
Yeah, Anthony's goal as well. Stoppage time. Absolute screamer. Absolute screamer. It's amazing what happens when you get away from these fucking clubs in England, isn't it?
That are finished.
Yeah, finished clubs in England. You get out of them, then everyone will go, oh, but they're farmers' leagues. Who cares, bruv? Galeno, another one. Absolutely ruined us with Porto. Scored a screamer in a final at the weekend. Yeah, and they won it.
Has anybody heard about Ivan Toney? Anything about attitude? Any attitude issues?
No.
I'll tell you what I have heard about Ivan Toney. He won a trophy at the weekend.
Big one.
Yeah, the biggest one out there.
Scored lots of goals.
Yeah,
no attitude though. He's not been walking in the dressing room.
No,
his attitude's been okay apparently.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? Crazy how it works, isn't it? Bobby Firmino, free of charge. Why didn't we go and get him?
Yeah,
they kicked him out the fucking first team squad for the league games. Just play him in the Champions League.
We heard a stat last night, Lee. I remember that before. I made sure to remember the African brother.
Oh yeah. That fan camp was class.
Yeah,
fan camp was fucking class.
He said, when we started this whole month or whatever it was, we were on 60 points. He said the games have all been played and we're on 67.
Yeah, start of April or something, we were on 60 points. He goes, now fucking fast forward 7 games, we're on 67 or something. Something mad stat, wasn't it?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Big up Jogbinio. I want you to think about how bad of a season Liverpool was. How bad of a season Liverpool was, not winning champion. City was going to win it this year after that horrible season they're having. Say that again. Have I read that wrong? I want you to think about it. How bad of a season was the season Liverpool? That don't make sense, bro.
Not the champion City. You mean Man City was going to win it this year after a horrible season they are having? Don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't. Mate, are you high?
I think
Am I being stupid here?
I think he's trying to say Liverpool have not had a brilliant season, really. And they've won the league at a canter, really, haven't they?
I think he wants to say that everybody was expecting City to be the champions, but then look at Liverpool winning. I think that's how he was trying to flip it.
Yeah, you know what I think he's trying to say is that, well, let me say, he said it's been a bad. What I think he's trying to say is it's been a bad season. Liverpool won it. You know what? I can't even make sense of that. No,
he's had an Odegaard free kick, hasn't he? He's had an Odegaard free kick, hasn't he? There.
We'll go at it.
He's had an Odegaard, but big up to you, Moff, bro. Big up to you. He's had an Odegaard moment there, hasn't he?
It's funny you said that because all that's saying is that we just need to sell Odegaard. That's what that's saying right there.
Yeah, that's it. Matty's nailed it. Matty nailed it. Big up John Pino every time, brother.
Big up John Pino, my friend.
Big up Jeff. Aim for the sky and you'll reach the ceiling. Aim for the ceiling, you'll stay on the floor. Bill Shankly.
Yeah.
Bosh. Big up to you, Jeff. My name is
Jeff.
Jeff.
He can't go no further, mate. He's done.
Nah.
He's done.
Do you think we can beat Inter? Says Tiger Claws. I don't.
No.
Well, you can, but I don't think you will.
Now, we've got to beat PSG first, Tiger. We've got a big game against PSG.
But as I said earlier in the stream, where's the evidence to say that we can beat these teams? I've not been confident every game we've gone into. Every game we've gone into, I've not had one bit where I've gone into and gone, well, we're going to beat them. No problem.
It's not like we've gone and spanked team. I know we spanked Man City, but come on, Man City were on fucking 1-11 at that point.
This team and this manager, the squad of players we've got are not good enough. Half of these players are not good enough to play for Arsenal. And
but then what happened, DJ? Yeah, is people are saying, well, if you're saying that, then he's overachieved then with the players.
Well, he's not overachieved really because it's his squad. He's the one that's assembled them. He's bombed out the players. He's bombed out the players we could have got.
You got somebody in the chat. There's somebody in the chat that's presenting evidence. They said we literally spanked Real Madrid and PSV.
Yeah, I know, but they're still living on that pitch. I was watching something the other day, and I honestly, it just. And he said, "But look what this man's bought us at the Emirates. He's bought us the best game we've ever seen at Arsenal at the Emirates, beating Real Madrid. That will live in my memory for the rest of my life. It's the best game anyone's ever seen at the Emirates."
Was he tough?
Really? Okay.
Right,
and this is what he'll live on. So it doesn't matter now. Whatever this manager does from now on in, failure, that is what they live off of. They live off of moments. They live off of things at the moment, and they just live off of that. They don't live off of the past.
DJ, how old is that?
No, he weren't young, Jess. No, he weren't young. He was a middle-aged guy.
Wow.
How long's he been going then? How long's he been going to the Emirates then?
I ain't got a clue, mate. But I'll tell you what, I am absolutely shocked because these are the sort of fans that we've got now. You know, they're brainwashed by this guy. They're brainwashed by him.
Yeah, they are.
So I would say to you, he ain't been going that long.
No. No.
Right, here we go. Oh dear. We have breaking fucking news.
Breaking news.
We have breaking news, my friends. And it's Arsenal news. It's not Arteta leaving. It's not Arteta leaving.
Timber not fit.
No. Here we go.
Worst kept secret.
Jorginho to Flamengo. Here we go.
Yay!
One down. Bert has already started work, lads. He's already started work. He's already got him out. He said, fuck your contract. You can piss off. Leave for free.
Yeah, go. See ya. Bye.
He was in Brazil about a month ago. They said he was visiting, but he was trying to secure. Because actually, Arsenal apparently before Berta, Arsenal wanted to offer him a 2-year deal with 1 year, and that would lead to a coaching role because they want to give him a coaching role.
Yeah, they did the same spiel with fucking El Neni. How did that work out? El Neni's never coached us.
Free guys.
They said the same thing. We're going to fast track El Neni into coaching at the club. That's why we gave him that 1 year deal. He then walks out for free.
Free.
The following year after sitting on the bench for that whole year.
Yeah.
And it's never coached for our club. Absolute nonsense.
Trust the process. We've got players going out for free. On a free.
Yeah, and we paid 12 million quid for this geezer and paid him 100 grand a week for 2 years. Yeah. So 22 million quid we spent on him.
In the middle of a title challenge when we could have got somebody that was better suited.
Yep. And guess what? Yeah, the season's not even done yet, and that has been announced. Lovely. But I said, fuck your contract. We're ripping that shit up. Goodbye.
Yeah.
There's the door.
£22 million this guy's cost us, and he goes on a free.
Yeah, wages and transfer fee.
Tierney going on a free
22
as
mil.
well.
Yeah,
Yep. It's cost us about 40 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, in wages, and in fact, it's probably more than that. We paid 24 for him, and he's been here what, 5 years? Yeah, 5 years, 100 grand a week. In fact, he was on 75, I think, to start off with. But yeah, about 45, 50 million quid. So that's walking out for free. Summer's party probably walking out for free. I don't know. Well, at least we're cleaning up shop, cleaning it up. We've got the mop out, we've got the brush out.
He's got his work cut. There's more at players to be moved on. You know, before you can even think about getting players in. You know, just you know, get your seatbelts fastened, because you're going to see a lot of activity, but it's not going to be activity you want. Because at the end of the day, the club's a business. The club's a business. The fact is, you guys have always said, Matty, more than anyone else, do not give this man any more money.
No.
Until we get someone else's.
No, facts.
No,
Let me grab
money until he moves players on. I said, any manager's this one included.
Yeah. Let me grab these super chats quick. Do you think we can beat Inter? Big up side clause. I don't know. Lewandowski's back, so maybe. I think Inter will go through, mate. I just think their manager's tactically in game better than Hansi Flick, but that's not to diss Hansi Flick's his quality. Big up T Dot. Even Rance warned us on AFTV, but Raz's work cut out as well. Facts. Well, we got one out. Big up to you, bro. Big up Facts Only. Hey, big up the Rat Army, aka Bottom Gooners. Yeah, we're the Bottom Gooners, apparently. They're top Gooners, so we're Bottom Gooners. Aaron Ramsey for next Arsenal manager. No. Get out of here, Tom. Get out of here, man.
Assistant.
Yeah, assistant with Seska's manager, or Wilshire's manager, and him is Drogbino has come back to explain himself.
Here we go.
Here we go. We've got it in English now, Drogbino. Bless up, brother.
Bless up, bro.
I was trying to say, if you take Liverpool out of the equation this season, then Man City are going to win the league again because they're only 3 behind.
Yeah.
They'll definitely be in the picture next year.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
If they finish above us this season, he's basically saying they've won the league without Liverpool being there. So he failed again. Is what he's saying. Big up.
Wrong, really, is he?
No.
Well, they've won more matches for us this season. They've won. We've won 18 games. They've won 19, albeit they've had some lost a few more games. But just shows you, man. You know, despite the fact we're this alleged best team in the country in our own heads, teams just kept Man City catching us up, and they're not even being that great. But as I said, from February onwards, I do expect us to get any points. I'm not surprised that the fans are giving back their tickets, because that's what fans do. Last season, they didn't do it because the games meant something, because we were going for the league. This season, nothing to play for. You'll find next season there's going to be loads of red members and silver members getting their tickets, because morale is going to be very, very low next season, especially if Berta does his job properly and actually clears players out rather than getting the players we want in.
Yeah, facts. Absolute facts. Big up to Debbie as well. Harry Kane got his first title with Vincent Kompany. What phase are they in? Again, Michael Elise got left Crystal Palace, got a trophy. Kane in 2 years has won a trophy.
Eric Dyer.
Yeah. Eric Dyer won a trophy.
Billy.
Ivan Toney left Brentford. Won. It's amazing how many players have left the Premier League and won a trophy this summer, isn't it? Or last summer. Amazing that, isn't it?
McTominay, he's close.
Right, McTominay, Billy Gilmore, Billing.
Yeah.
Lukaku. They're all close.
Company relegated Burnley and then goes and wins a trophy.
Yeah, won the title, got relegated, fucked off to Bayern, won a title. Still in 3 years. What phase is he in? Yeah, Anthony is that close to a final. Yeah, they're 2-1 up against Fiorentina in the first leg. So yeah, he could win a trophy after leaving Man U. Crazy, isn't it? Big up to Lee. Good name, that mate. Big up. Lee, can you please screenshot Calafiori's injury record, please, since being a pro, and ask why he's ever been given a contract at the club? But his injury record stinks, I can't lie. Although, one of them was a massive injury. But But yeah, again, we only bought him because he can model the merch,
The money
mate.
this guy's wasted. When you actually analyse the money this guy has wasted at this football club is just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Here we go. Here we go. I'll share the screen on Calafiori's injuries. I want to get this Harry Simeon clip in a bit as well, guys. Yeah. Can we see that? Can we all see that? Can we all see that? I'll zoom in if I can. Hang on.
Knock.
Let me see if I can zoom in.
Look at this. Look at
Here we
this.
go.
Look.
11 games to club and count. 40 days, 26 days, 4 days, 14 days, 29, 35, 5, 8, 5, 4, 12. Look at since we bought him. Look at since we've brought him. Yeah. 12, 31, 15, 11, and 50.
Man. JB, yes.
Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm saying. How can these people that defend this manager look at this and go, "Oh, I trust this man. I really trust him."
Calf injury.
This is the
Knee
man
injury.
for our football club. We
Yeah, look at
got this crook.
Calf injury, knee injury, muscle injury, knee injury. 3 knee injuries since he's been here. Amazing how they keep getting knee injuries and hamstring injuries, isn't it?
We can't even move him on. We won't be even able to move him on. Bert must look at these stats as well and go, "What are they doing?"
Yeah, look at this here. 18-19 season, he missed 291 days. Right, nearly the whole year.
91 days.
1920, 43. 2021, 118. 21-22, 73.
He's had more days off than Santa Claus.
Yeah, and since he's joined Arsenal, that's the second longest amount of days he's spent out. How fucking mad is that?
This is fucking madness.
You know, I'm imagining this scenario here. I can't believe what I'm looking at. And when you show this year alone, Lee, this year alone since he's been here, how many games this year alone?
Look at
27 games. 27 games missed. That's crazy, mate.
That is crazy, man. That's wild.
Now let's do this let's go with Tierney because they keep telling me he's always injured.
Oh my word.
Let's see what Tierney's is. Oh shit, hang on, let's do Tierney injury record.
How can this continue with this manager? How can it?
See what Tierney's is since he's been at Arsenal. Let's go down. Right. 86, 23. Was that wasn't the season we bought him, was it? When did he sign for us?
We signed him the year we won the FA Cup.
Yeah, so 1920 season. So 140. So he's had more days out with Arsenal this season than he ever had before we signed him. How mad is that?
Calafiori.
No, this is Tierney. Look, the most amount of days he had out was 140. Look how many days out he's had since he joined Arsenal under this manager.
Yeah.
That is fucking insane. In fact, half of that was 4 months of that was Unai Emery as manager. But since this manager's got hold of him, look at that. 100 odd days. Let's go Tommy Asu.
That's gonna be
Tommy Asu, man. This is not gonna be.
JP, I'll give you a hint. 6 minutes of football this year. That's all he's played.
This is crazy, isn't it? It's 2021 they signed him. Okay, cool.
There's not even an injury list.
Look at this.
Look at this. 100 grand a week he's on.
Hey, look.
100 grand a week.
Lee,
Man, you looking at this.
this look like something we would find in the middle of the night and we sit back.
Yes, look at this, man.
Look at this.
So Tommy Asu's injury record before he joined us was this. Just here. Since joining us, it's this.
435 days.
73, 121, and 61. It was only this beforehand.
Rip it up and sell it. Rip it up. Just get ready to rip it up. Hey, man.
This is why people say to me, and you want him gone even if he wins the Champions League? Yeah, hell yeah. I do.
Look at this. This is his
Even if
record
he
of
wins
games
it, I want him
missed.
gone.
Look at his record of games missed, yeah? Before Arsenal.
He
8,
couldn't manage his own dinner.
12, 15, 19, 20 games he'd ever missed for club and country. That's it, 20 games.
Yeah, honestly.
Since joining Arsenal, look at this.
Embarrassing.
Oh dear, this is mad. Knee surgery, knee injury, calf, knee, knee.
2 knee surgeries, Lee. 2 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
that's
Jesus.
Ola's favourite player, isn't it?
Say again, mate.
Isn't that Ola's favourite player, Tommy Yasu?
Yeah, well, he's cheating on him now with Timber.
What Jesus in, Lee? Let's really have a laugh on this one.
Jesus' one's hard watch. That's a lot.
4 surgeries.
Have a look at Jesus' one.
2022.
Oh,
Have a look at this. 330
Hey, kids, how much did we pay for him, gentlemen?
50 million. Look at when did we sign him? When did you sign for us?
300.
2022, 2022,
So
23,
before
yeah?
he came to the club, have a look at his days before he came to the club.
Right, so 21, 22 was his last season, yeah? 21, 22.
So
Why ain't got it in there?
okay, so let's
Got
go.
a year missing.
100
Or
days.
maybe he was fit and available the whole season that season.
Okay,
Maybe that's why he's
100
only.
days. 100 days 2023 season, right?
Yeah, that's the first season here.
First
yes,
season in.
today.
So before then, he'd only had like 60 days, 76 days.
60.
Look at him, 330.
330, 89, and 100. This is a fucking disgrace.
Of the calendar year.
This is mad, isn't it? 500 odd days, 600 days.
Look how much we're paying these players.
Yeah.
Look at the wage they're on. He's
Mate,
on
he was on 90 grand a week at Man City.
Look at those injuries.
Cruciate ligament, groin, knee surgery, followed by before knee surgery, followed by another surgery. Hamstring, knee injury.
Stop, Lee. Stop. Go scroll back up for me. I want you to look at those injuries and look to the left. 23-24, 23-24, 23-24, 23-24. That's all in the same season.
Yeah. Why is that, Matt? Because he rushed him back off the fucking first one after the Qatar World Cup.
That's why he's got to go. He's got to go.
Rip it up.
Great man said, rip
That's
it
when
all
he
up.
rushed him. That's when he rushed him back
Process is
right
finished.
there. Right
Did you
fucking
say-
there. And he missed 100 fucking days.
Project.
Yeah. And he brought him back after 100 fucking days and dropped Trossard, and we bottled the 8 points.
Now you know why season ticket prices are going up.
Go on, Jezza.
Did you say he was on 90 grand a week at Man City?
Yeah.
And we had paid him 240?
265.
Fuck off, man.
That's a sackable offence in itself, Jez.
Yeah.
Jez, I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one, Jezza. Yeah, I'll give you a fucking other one right now. Pablo Marie was on 2.5 grand a week at the team that we bought him from. We put him on. No, sorry, I'm lying. Kivior was on 2.5 grand a week from wherever the fuck we bought him from. He's on 58 grand a week at Arsenal. How'd you get a pay rise that high?
I mean,
That's it. That's the club. Spezia. We must have been Spezias for fucking giving him the money.
Hey, go ahead and play, Lee. Are you fucking spaz?
Yeah.
Is he a fucking spice? Oh, what? I mean, he must be a spice.
Wait, I'll give you another one. Calafiori, 12 grand a week. We put him on 120.
And he's had 400 odd days off.
Just say
He's had more days off than Santa Claus.
this is fucking ridiculous.
Let's go back to the whole Banter deal. Jazz, we brought it up when we know right as he signed. He's had to look at the books, look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Jazz, we businessmen. You can't look at the money just going out the door. We're hemorrhaging money, just hemorrhaging. That's why the ownership looked like, wait a minute, whoa, how much is going out?
We gave Tommy Astu a new deal while he was injured.
Yeah.
How's that work?
Come on.
No, this is bullshit, man. Let me grab these 4 supers and I want to play this Harry Simeo clip real quick here. Big up Jason. When in doubt, Arteta out. Robbie! Arteta out! Arteta out! Big up Yardman every time, man. Big up Jason as well, man. Big up Andy Hart. Bosh, 42 months. Bless up, brother. Even if he wins the champs, I still want him out. 5 years of crap. Time for a big shake-up needed. Facts.
Yeah.
Tell them, brother. Tell them. Big up to you, bro. Big up Desmond. Jorginho going to Brazil, eh? This is why we kept good relations. Oh, dear, oh, dear. We ain't signed a single player from the club that we signed that geezer from, that Marquinhos. And he was free, and we paid $3 million to keep good relations. And we've never signed a player since. And we've loaned him out 4 times. Right. What year did we sign? Matty, we've done this before. Man said Lee's lying about Kivior's wages. No, yeah, cool.
Okay.
Cool. Apology website.
22, wasn't it?
What team was it? Spezia in what year? 22, 23?
Yeah, I think
22, 23. We signed in January 23. We got him in.
Okay, cool. Right, let's find the Italian league.
Fucking
Here we are. Salaries club.
There you go.
Why can't I find Spezia?
You just have to show. You have to show them the facts, Lee. Unfortunately, this is what we have to keep doing, round and round and round, and we keep going.
Oops.
We have to keep spitting them with facts. It's the facts.
Spezia.
They don't listen to their ears, do they?
Why ain't it fucking doing what I wanted to do? Where is it? Spezia. Why can't I find Spezia's wage? Why can't I even find Spezia? Current season. No. Oh, I've gone finances. That's why. Idiot. 22, 23. Salaries. Right. Okay. Cool. So that's the whole of Syria. I don't want to fucking hold of Syria. 1 second, guys. Why won't it let me put Spezia in? We've done this on a stream before, mate.
Yeah, let me see out here.
Clubs. I can't find them on the list. Yeah. That's finances, salaries, clubs, season. Can't find them on the list. We've done this before. We've done it on stream a couple of weeks back. He was on $2,500 a week.
The
$2,500 a week.
The thing is that players always strike gold when they come to this club. They always seem to get the contracts they want. You know, it's not as if, and that's for not, hardly ever playing for us. That's Samuel and Nenny, and that's the biggest problem that Berta's going to have. But he's experienced enough to realise, you know what, these guys ain't going to want to go. But I'm going to make them.
I found them. Sorry, Kenny, go on. I found them. Yeah, they're in Syria B. That's why I couldn't find them. Salaries. Right, salaries. Get this fucking bald fuck off my screen, that Maresca. Get out of it. Right. When did we sign him? 23.
Yes, we signed him January 23 from Spezia.
So 2022, 23.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Where is he? Pablo. No, it's not Pablo Maria. It's fucking Kivior, isn't it? Jacob Kivior. It was actually $2,000 a week, not $2,500. It was 2,500 euros he was on. There you go. So I'll accept your apology in a minute, my friend. There you go. Jacob Kivior, 2,500 euros a week. Gross pay weekly. Yep, 2,500 euros a week. And now, my friend, if we come back to England and go to the Premier League, go to club salaries, go to Arsenal, get this fucking Maresca out of the way. He's going to pop up again. Oh, fucking hell, it's Arteta. Look at that. This season, in fact, we go back to last season. That's when we signed him, right? There he is. The fuck's happened here? Get out of here. Kivior. There he is. 58,000 a week. That's 70,000 euro. It's actually more than that. And he was on 2,500 euro.
Wow. That's
How's that worked out? How the fuck do you go from £2,000 a week to 58 grand? That's nearly a 30 times pay rise.
Also,
29 times pay rise.
Yeah. While you're there, Lee, we've just highlighted Tomiyasu, how many sick times, how many days out he's had injured. Look at Tomiyasu's wage and look at Gabriel Magalhaes's wage.
Yeah.
The same. In fact, Tommy's actually on more now. Because this is last year. So if we go to this year, watch this. Watch this.
Yeah. Under this manager, by the way, he's sanctioning all this.
Where's Tomiyasu? Oh no, it's still on 100. Okay, fair enough. It's still on 100.
Yeah, but
Look,
in comparison, he's on the same. He's on the same as Gabriel.
Look at that. Martinelli, 180. Zinchenko came in on 150, yeah? I swear he was on 20 fucking grand a week.
Look at
He's on 20 grand a week. Jesus, 265.
Yeah, he was on a massive salary when we got him in.
Yeah. Declan Rice was on 60 grand a week. We gave him 4 times pay rise.
And this is what this Banter has got to sort out. And it's true what Kenny says. Don't be surprised if there's no big names going out the door and we don't sign anyone in the summer.
And look at these two down here. Skelly, 4 grand a week. Ethan, 6 grand a week.
Yeah,
but they're because they've had good years with us, and they're in the first team. They're going to negotiate wages. We're going to give them probably maybe 20 or 30 grand. That's That's part of the course. So as I was saying before, this Berta, when he comes in, he's not going to say anything. It's going to be probably Josh or maybe someone behind the scenes. But what he's going to do is going to let slip that the books have been cooked under Mick Arteta and under Edu. That's why Edu had to leave the club, and he's had to clear out a mess. So whilst clearing out a mess, I don't see any evidence, from what I was saying and what the Athletic is saying, that we're going to get big names in. I can't see it.
Where's this big war chest? Where's all this money? Where's all this money that people keep going on about? I want to know where all the other channels keep going on about.
There you go, Lee.
You have to sell in order to get the war chest. You've got to get players out. You've got to get the salaries out. You've got to make a massive sacrifice. And then maybe you can put money on top of it.
Shout out to Aaron.
What we've just seen is we've just seen a PSR, breach at the end of the season where we're going to have to get players out. That's probably we got them in because we're close to breaching PSR. Not because
Look at this. Crazy. Look at the figures.
Shout out to Aaron.
Look at what they were on. Big up Aaron for the graphic as well. Look at what they were on their previous clubs. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
You know what I'm gonna start calling this, JB? I'm gonna start calling this the wages of sin. The wages of sin.
This is just outstanding.
You got to laugh. You got to laugh. Honestly,
this is wow.
Yeah, but we're no.
When we talk, and when we talk about our football club, everyone just homes in on, oh, you're against Arteta, you're against Arteta. We're just against the whole way it's been handled in a fight. We was told 5 years, trust the process, trust the process. This was given to all of us supporters. Trust the process. Well, we've trust the process, and this is what we've got. Wages that are off the limit. Players not good enough on huge wages. Players that we can't get rid of. Players that we're letting go on a free that's cost us money.
Look at that. Zinchenko on 20 grand a week, straight in on 150. Ben White, 40 straight in on 120. Marino, 55 straight on 130. 11k Calafiori, straight on 120. Tierney, 18k, straight on 75. Now 110.
Welcome to the Premiership. We're not the only. This is gonna not just happen at Arsenal. It's gonna happen at every Premiership club where wages are gonna spiral out of control. And what you're gonna find is that we're probably not going to see record spending that we would like at Arsenal. Not just Arsenal, any other club. The only club that's probably going to be able to spend massive is Man City, because they told Pironia, sorry, mate, 34 injured on a regular basis this season. Legs are gone. Boom. You're not the only one. Good one would go. Probably get rid of Bernardo Silva. They'll probably get another big name out. And then they'll be able to spend big. The only team I see that's going to spend big in the summer is Man City.
Man City and Chelsea.
And this is the Man City, by the way, that's got 115 charges against them, which we think they're going to win anyway.
Yeah, look at our captain. 80 grand when we loaned him, then put him on 115 when we signed him, then got a 240.
A 115.
How fucking ironic! All right, let me play this clip of Harry, yeah? I want to play this fucking clip. And I want to get your thoughts on it. I've got about 15 minutes before this game kicks off, yeah? So let's get this clip. Let's share this. Because this is hilarious. He's basically talking about us and people like us. The problem with some of the online fat Arsenal opinions
Yeah,
Let's go.
he's talking about us, isn't he?
It feels to me
Can you
like
hear it?
there's a lot of content creators that start off doing it and loving the club, right? Because they come from a position where they're fans. And I would argue that even when they do go in the direction that I'm about to describe, they do still love the club, because you can't switch that off. If you've grown up supporting the club, you can't switch it off. But there comes a point where their egos, right, dictate that being proven right is more important than the success of the football club. And they will tell you, no, I'm demanding the highest standards. I'm demanding the very, very best. But that's because they don't realize that their ego is completely taken over. They want to be able to hit the record button, hit the go live button, whatever it might be, and tell you that they were right. It's like an addiction. And for a lot of these people, it's what fuels them. It's what drives them. It's why they make outrageous comments and outrageous predictions. Because if you make 10 outrageous predictions and even 2 or 3 of them come off, you can point to them and say, that was me thinking outside the box. I'm a genius. And your ego doesn't allow you to remember the ones that you got horribly and completely wrong. I'll give you a great example, right? There are a lot of content creators out there that say, if Mikel Arteta doesn't win the Champions League this season, he should be sacked. The same people 3 years ago would have told you that Mikel Arteta was a championship standard manager and would never get this club anywhere further than 8th in the league. Now, their ego tells them that the fact that he hasn't won one of the major trophies, the Premier League or the Champions League, means that they're right. But it completely ignores the fact that they also told you that this guy wasn't going to get us past 8th. So he's already proven them wrong. They are already wrong. They've already been wrong. I'm not having a go at people for being wrong. We're all wrong at times. But people that overblow their successful predictions and ignore the bad ones, that's because their ego's doing that. Their ego's got in the way.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Rubbish.
That guy, look. Let's put it right here. Let's put it right. That guy is talking absolute bollocks. Because at the end of the day, finishing 8th, finishing 2nd means nothing. Because you haven't won anything. That is the point. Right? 2nd, 8th, 5th, 4th, 6th, whatever. It's nothing. There is no trophy for any of those positions. So that guy, whatever was his name? Sime, Harry, yeah, you're a wanker, mate. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is trying to cover over the cracks. And I was on a stream with that prick, right, a while back. I think it was on yours, Lee. Yeah, and I called him out for it.
Yeah, I think it was on mine.
I called him out for it. And I said, at the end of the day, 2nd, 8th means nothing. What do you get? What do you get? Oh, right, you get in the Champions League, or we might get in the Europa League. Okay, fair enough. Then go and fucking win it then. If you don't win it, it's nothing. End of story. The guy is talking absolute bollocks because all he's trying to do, actually, at the end of the day, Harry, all you're trying to do is save your own ego. Because you talk absolute crap, yeah, and you want to call people out when you're talking bollocks. So don't come and talk to me when I've seen far better than you ever have in your life. Kenny has, Matty has, Lee has, DJ has, most of this lot I have in the chat. So you're talking bollocks, my friend. Come and talk to me personally, and I'll tell you exactly where you are. Because at the end of the day, you're rubbish. End of.
This is the same guy who said that Kai Havertz was on his wish list.
Yeah. He did.
I just want y'all to remember that. See, I don't forget. I have receipts. This is the same guy when we signed Kai Havertz. He was going to take us to the next level. He had him on his wish list and all this stuff, and he was going to do this and do that. And comparing him to him and Jesus got similarities. And now he wants to get on here. See, this is what I can't stand. See, I used to work in the media. Kenny, y'all have actually seen my press badge from when I used to work in the media. Y'all have actually seen the press badge. I used to work in the media. All he's doing is just kowtowing to make himself look good in the eyes of his fellow cohorts who are kowtowing to Arsenal, and just to look good so they can have access, so he can get into areas where he can get nice chip and dip and plush seats. That's all that is. And it's
boosting his own ego.
Trash. Yep, it's boosting his ego. That's all that was just something to boost his ego. I want to hear what he's going to say if we don't win this game on Wednesday. That's what I want to know. Talk to me about that.
Well, we know what he's going to say verbatim. The fact is that he's heard us, the guys with egos saying this for a long time. Well, he can't include me because I don't have a YouTube channel, but but on a serious level, what he's doing is anticipating what will happen if we lose. So he's getting in there first. He knows full well. He knows full well that we're the underdogs, and that there's been an undercurrent of feeling regarding the manager for a long, long time since he's been at the club. So his narrative is that how can you slag the manager off because he's taken us from 8th place into a situation where we got to a Champions League final and that we challenged for the league. So basically what he's doing is that he's sticking to that narrative by saying that certain YouTubers said that Arteta's championship level. What he's saying is that you're not giving him credit for nearly getting us to the Champions League. You're not giving him credit for challenge for the league. You're not giving him credit for getting to the Champions League semi-final. So when he says you say 10 out of things, only 3 of them are right, but you don't want to talk about the things you're wrong. I see you, mate. Do better. I know what you're doing because you are anticipating a meltdown and you know it's going to come. So you want to get in there first and you want to insult people. The same thing with what the guy from the ex-copper from Nottingham has done. And the same thing that a little stirrer from Waltham Forest has been doing. And the guy who took 9 years off his age. They're doing the same thing. They are anticipating a meltdown. That's why he's done a silly little puerile video going, believe. Trust me, just go back to rapping, man. Actually, his ragged days were crap as well. But anyway, that's another story. Do you know what it is as well, though, right?
There's so much wrong with what he said. Listen, I actually quite like Harry, yeah? Right?
He's a nice guy.
But at the same time, he is. What he said at the very start of that is there's a lot of people that started off on YouTube and social media and good intentions and they love the club, but now their ego is taken over. And that doesn't necessarily mean they don't love the club and blah, blah, blah. That also works for the same way as people that started getting into commentary like him, media like him. But now, because you've got your foot in the door and because you sit in press conferences, speaking to the manager, speaking to other members of staff, now you can't say what you actually want to say, because when Unai Emery was our manager, Kenny, you was there, he didn't want him. Yeah, he didn't want him and he refused to back him.
He probably didn't have. He probably doesn't have those gigs. In fact, I put my house on it.
At the time, he didn't. No, he didn't.
But right now, he's got a gig, and that's what the problem is. When you get into media, or you're in the fringes of the media,
your opinions are relevant now. No, their opinions are relevant straight away because they're not going to say what they want to say.
It's much worse than that. It's much worse than that. And it involves us, and it actually involves us. It doesn't involve the media, it involves us. They think they're in the know now. They're part of they're in the circle of trust. So because they're in the alleged circle of trust, they're better than all of us. How dare we say things about a club? We don't know what's going on, but I know because I spoke to Mikel Arteta. He winked, gave me the thumbs up. So me and Mikel were friends. I know the guy who works in the media centre. He puts me in the front. I have interviewed the players. That makes him more an expert than me and you. That's what he's trying to say.
Kenny, the only answer I've got to that, and it's quite simple. If you never had an ego, why don't you, when you go into these press conferences, call the club out and ask the questions that everyone wants to ask, instead of protecting your own ego to get in the door at these places? Don't protect your own ego. Think of the fans, the whole fans. If you know fans are unhappy with the way things are going at this club, swallow your ego and ask the proper questions. Not the questions that have been written for you to say to the manager to keep it all sweet.
Like, why didn't we buy a striker in 5 years, Mikel, an out-and-out striker?
Yeah, why ain't you bought a striker?
How comes you played Ben White
Yes,
knowing
so
he needed knee surgery, Mikel? You knew for 3 months he needed knee surgery. So why did you keep playing him?
Yeah. All these questions, eh? The only reason why you don't ask these questions is because you're protecting your own ego. So don't come on and talk about other people's egos. I ain't got no ego. I'm just looking at the facts. There's a bit of a difference between facts and egos.
Yeah, when you see journalists doing doing stand-ups at the training park, and then the coach is walking by with a dog and his son, you know. I mean that just tell you right there. It's
when he was leaving, pointing, telling him, yes. And then Mikel walks past. Yeah, if that geezer was a journalist, like Sky Sports reporter, if he was a proper journalist, oh, these are questions that we need. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, these are questions. I don't think Kenny's seen that. Kenny, have you seen that?
What's that?
This fucking Sky Sports. Fucking hell. Let me see if I can find it quick. Yeah, and it's Mikel. But Kenny, this is hilarious, mate. This is the biggest setup of all time when we see Win the Dog. Yeah, it's the biggest setup because everyone. This was after the Madrid game.
I didn't do that to you, Kenny. If you hadn't seen it, I meant to send it to you. If you hadn't seen
it's all staged, Kenny. It's all staged. It makes you. It's looked as if Arteta's just randomly walked across with the dog, but it's all staged because he's waiting for the yes and his hand signals.
Yep, mad. I can't find it. Fuck's sake.
No, I just can't. I can't understand all this when people like that call out egos and stuff like that. We're just looking at the facts. The facts don't lie. It's not about egos.
He's done it because we lost against Bournemouth. We're at 1 goal down, and he knows that the fans who are hostile to Mikel are going to say, you know what, we can now talk about the league now because it's highly likely that we're going to go out of the Champions League, which is what normal fans do. If you're not happy with something and something papers over the cracks and that crack is too big, you're going to go back to the situation. And that's the problem. They can't take it.
Exactly, Kenny. And I'm sorry, I will call it out. If I'm paying over the top for my season ticket to pay people that are sitting on the sick bed, I can call things out that's going wrong with the club.
Kenny, sit back, put your feet up, get a Ribena. This is absolutely fucking hilarious, mate. This is so set up. It is crazy. When have you ever seen a reporter outside a training ground doing exactly what he does, leaning into the camera like this? Let's go. Go full screen, mate. That's it. Bang. It's right outside the training ground.
Yes. I saw him limp off.
Right, there he is. There he comes. Mate, go back. As soon as it says yes. Look at him. Is that somebody that's like actually confident in what they're doing, or is that somebody leaning forward, telling them, pointing behind their back, saying go that way? There he is, just up there, walks out with a dog. As soon as he said yes.
Red car challenge against him.
Red car challenge because he's just seen a car.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's a con.
Challenge against him at Ipswich Town. We saw the around his ankle. We did hear him after that Achilles red car challenge against him at Ipswich Town. We saw the ice pack around his ankle.
Look how staged that is, honestly.
I mean, Lee, when you watch it again, you know how they say you catch someone when you didn't catch it the first time. Look how close he is to him.
Yeah, Matty, look at the second car plotted up, waiting in the background. The first one.
Yes. Look how far he is from him. Now he can't hear him talking about anything.
And not only that, he said red car challenge. Yeah, and that's because he's looking into that camera and he can see a fucking car driving past. So he's got confused because he's not confident in what he's saying.
And the sun is looking right at the camera.
Yeah. Now watch this, Kenny. Watch what he says now. Because Mikel was there.
Hints that from him and from others that actually it wasn't too bad, that he was going to be all right. We've had that confirmed, kind of, by Mikel Arteta.
And he's looking straight at him. There you go. Look at that. We've had that confirmed, kind of, from Mikel Arteta. Well, he's just there, mate. So why don't you ask him back?
Yeah.
This is bullshit, man. Listen, Kenny, I know you've got to pop off, mate. I know you got to go, mate.
I'll see you guys tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yes,
Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be here Wednesday, man.
I'll speak to you guys soon.
So, man, have a nice evening, Kenny. Take care, mate.
Kenny. All the best, mate. Bless, man.
True journalism with this football club.
Bless, Kenny.
the sister that one year that asked Arteta all them hard questions. You ain't seen her since. You know what I'm talking about, Lee. The sister that came in there and bombarded.
Gail Davis. We've barely seen her since.
Yeah, yep, I hadn't seen her since.
After we played Brentford, the last first game of the season, can't remember who we played the last game of the season before. She took notes down. This was after the 8-point bottle job. I think it was the 8-point bottle job season. Yeah, she goes into a press conference first day of the new season. So, Mikel, last season, I took some notes down, from your press conference. Yeah, and you said that you're going to do this, and this in the summer. So how much of that do you think you've done? Absolutely killed him.
Never been seen since.
Oh, we didn't see her for about 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he had a sit down in a fucking golf course somewhere with her, and he was fucking rude to her then. Do you remember that one, matey?
Yeah.
That was about 8-9 months later, wasn't it? And he kept talking over her and being rude to her. Yeah, didn't let her finish the question, started talking anyway. So the guy's a scumbag, mate. Quicker he leaves, the better. But listen, I'm going to have to wrap because these games are about to kick off, lads. And we've got, 1,700 people sitting aside. The likes are a disgrace, by the way. Only 582 on the likes. It's going to redirect to my second channel. I'm going to watch Girona against Mallorca, and we've got Crystal Palace against Forest. Double watch along. But big up Rico as well. Calafiori is here to bring the boys and the K-Cooners to the Emirates. That's why he's here, man. He's here to model the merch. Jezza, always a pleasure, mate. What you got coming up?
I might actually do a match preview tomorrow at some point, just to do that. I've done one for a long time, and I've had a few people say to me, Jez, do them. They used to enjoy them. So, yeah, I might do one tomorrow. I'll drag some people on that buy their hair, and you're going to join whatever. I don't care. But, yeah, that's it. And then, of course, fan cams after the game on Wednesday. That'd be interesting. That could be quite a long night for you, Lee, I think. Be interesting. But, yeah, there we go.
No, nice one. Jez's link's pinned, by the way. Arsenal history and more. DJ, always love, mate. What you got coming up this week?
Cheers, Lee. Big up to Jez and Matty and Kenny. Always pleasure and the chat. I've got Aaron coming up tonight. Aaron Talks Arsenal. We've got our weekend reaction roundup. I think Shane Gooner joins us as well, which is always nice to go on with Aaron. And I shall be along with no doubt Wednesday as well after the big match. It could be a long one. Emergency meeting could be long.
Mate.
And then if obviously Jezza, if you want always around, so I might pop on with Jezza or whatever. And if he does history.
If you want to do a match preview tomorrow night, mate, then you're more than welcome.
Yeah, always a pleasure, mate. Yeah, but I'm always around. Probably do a bit of Dan Potts, might be on. Yeah, so, all good, man. All good. Keep it real.
Nice one, mate. And Matty, always love, man. What you got coming up the rest of the week?
I did a video this morning with Deluded Gooner. I did an impromptu video yesterday. Yeah, we had a good discussion. It was just venting because I need to vent after Saturday's performance. And then we'll be there for the PSG Hope Along on Wednesday. So we'll be there, and of course the emergency meeting afterwards, and then we'll see. We'll see. It's either gonna go one or two ways. Wednesday it's gonna go good or it's gonna go bad. So we shall see.
We shall. I'm going live now on the second channel. Both games are 0-0. 2 minutes in. In fact, the Premier League game kicks off later than the La Liga game. That's a first. That don't normally happen. But there we go. And then tomorrow, I'm on with Rants. That fucker's still unbearable, even though they lost. Oh, we're in the final. We're in the final. Yeah, you better beat Spurs, mate. I'm telling you. In fact, you better beat Bodo Glimt if they get there. Yeah, otherwise I'm going to be unbearable. Yeah, but and then I'm on with. What am I doing tomorrow? Champions League watch along. Barca Inter. I'm looking for Inter Barca. I think I'm on with Mohamed PSG INT. Did a preview last week. We're going to do another one. Just waiting for him to confirm straight after the Rants show tomorrow. Then I should be jumping on there. And then Wednesday. Going to be a long night, mate. It's what it is. But listen, bless up to everyone who's locked in. Make sure you follow all the guys. Links are pinned.
Best guys.
And it is what it is. Hopefully, we can beat PSG, but we're seeing it. We're out. Raid my chat. Big up Football Carnage for the raid just now as well, bruv. Appreciate it, man. And raid the other chat with Lee Raid. Boost the algorithm. I'll be there in 90 seconds. Love.
Roberto Di Matteo, mate.